Clearly on the move, trying to stay one step ahead of the IDF. Robert, thank you. We'll see you in the next hour. Meantime, the CIA director, William Burns, is in Cairo for discussions on a possible truce between Israel and Hamas. The proposal that the U.S. hopes to finalize includes a 6-week ceasefire in Gaza in exchange for the hostages. Israel sent a delegation to Cairo as well that included the Mossad spy agency chief and the director of Shin Bet. Avi Hyman, spokesperson for the Israeli government, is with us now to talk about the latest developments. Thank you for your time. There are reports that the deal drafted by Israel has certain flexibility. I know you're limited in what you can share, but what is being proposed that you can add context to?
Marty, firstly, thank you very much for having me on, and happy Valentine's Day to everyone watching. I can tell you that there's nothing more than Israel wants than to see those 134 hostages brought home, reunited with their families. They were taken brutally from their homes, from that music festival on October 7th. It is a crime against humanity. I can't speak to specifics of negotiations. I can thank our friends and allies for trying to help us through this hard time. But I can say that there are two, from day one, there was two key missions of this war. One is to free every last hostage, and the second is to destroy Hamas. And we intend to do both of those.
Is a 6-week ceasefire on the table?
I mean, in the past, we learned that the only serious way to release hostages was to put immense pressure on Hamas. We put so much pressure on Hamas, they were on their knees begging, please, for some kind of cessation of violence, some kind of limited pause so that we could get out the hostages. We actually ended up doing that a couple of times, and we got 110 hostages back with their families. Now, I can't talk to specifics of how long, there could or couldn't be a pause, but, I welcome the ongoing negotiations. And at the same time, we will continue to put the military pressure, which we know is needed to get that message across to Hamas that holding men, women, children, and babies in captivity in the way that they're doing, and the reports that we're getting out of the sexual and the physical abuse that these hostages are suffering in Gaza, it's just awful, and they need to come home, and Hamas needs to be destroyed.
We'll talk about the humanitarian concerns in a moment, because there are many, but the U.S. and Egypt have raised concern about pushing into Rafah. Does that jeopardize a deal to release the hostages or to get them out safely?
So, Marnie, there's a lot of talk about, trying to suggest that we shouldn't go into Rafah. Well, as the Prime Minister has said, if we don't go into Rafah, we'll lose the war. Telling us not to go into Rafah is essentially saying, leave Hamas in power. And Hamas has made it very clear that if they stay in power, they will look forward to doing October 7th again, and again. This is a genocidal terror organization that seeks to destroy all of Israel, to kill all of the Jews in Israel, and then to go after the Jews around the world. That's not my words, that's their words. It's in their charter. It's the very creed in which they were founded. So we can't allow Hamas to stay in power. We've taken out 18 of 24 of their battalions. There are 4 Hamas battalions still in Rafah. We need to go after them. Now, we understand that there are a lot of people in Rafah, civilians, that need to get out of harm's way. And just as we've done in the north and in the center, we will evacuate the people of Rafah. The Prime Minister has asked the IDF to come up with a plan to evacuate them in the same way that we did the north, in the same way that we do with the south, with the center of Gaza, and we'll do exactly that. We're taking measures that are unprecedented in modern warfare to go after Hamas and limit civilian casualties.
Right. So as I understand it, 15 tent cities along the coast, something like 25,000 tents in all. You're talking about 1 million people. Logistically, how is that accomplished, and how soon can it happen?
So again, the Prime Minister has asked the IDF to do what they've already managed to achieve. I can't go into the specifics. It is underway. We've done it before. We'll do it again. We are not going after the people of Gaza. We're going after Hamas. And military experts from around the world, including in America and Britain, have said that what the Israeli army has done in warning and in evacuating civilians is unprecedented in modern warfare.
Avi Hyman, I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We have some breaking news I want to get to out of Washington, D.C.